Good morning all from very cold Dorset. Now today I'm going to be talking about registering your caravan. It's very similar. If you've bought a car and you obviously get your V5 or your registration document, well, caravans have exactly the same thing, or most of them do. Now the reason I'm sat in Gladys, our 1967 Bailey, is because pre-92 caravans aren't automatically registered on the CRiS system. Now, in case you're wondering what CRiS is, it stands for the Central Registration and Identification Scheme. Now, that is very similar to the DVLA. If you register your car, they would hold all of the details, including the keeper, all the technical gubbins. And CRiS, as it says on their website here, is the National Register of UK Touring Caravan Keepers and is recognised by the regulatory bodies, insurance companies and government organisations. So because I've got a 1967 caravan, I thought I would go and have a look at registering this caravan in my name and also having a VIN chip kit, which we'll come to in a minute. Now, registering a caravan, I say it's straightforward. Because of the age of this and it hasn't got a 17-digit VIN, it makes it a little bit more complicated. So rather than doing it online, just pick up the phone and speak to them. As it says on their website, this document will prove you are the registered keeper. It links the caravan's unique 17-digit VIN to a CRiS keeper record. It assists the police and enforcement. You can also get the VIN chip, which says is a new industry standard in touring caravan identification. Uses a caravan's unique VIN within both visible and invisible caravan VIN chip elements. And also it says many insurance companies require CRiS registration before processing a claim. And it helps the manufacturer with product recalls and warranty. Obviously that's not going to be the case with this caravan because it's so old. So what did I have to do? Well, basically, I phoned them up, explained the problem, the fact that my VIN is very short and the new ones are very long, and they then went through the process of registering the caravan for me. Now, there are lots of security checks that that are in place ahead of registration for obvious reasons, and again for obvious reasons I'm not going to go into those now. All I'll say is very thorough. They're checked with multiple agencies, including, it says on their website, with Interpol as well. Pre-92 caravans aren't automatically registered on the CRiS system, and pre-2016 caravans won't come with the VIN chip kit. Now, to register Gladys, this is not a sponsored post, by the way. I've paid for all of this, and the cost is £64.99. That includes registration, security checks, and issue of a document, and also the VIN chip kit. I mentioned the checks earlier. Now these are just off the website, so these are publicly accessible. So it says, what does a pre-92 registration check cover? Now it confirms the caravan details provided match those held by the manufacturer. It identifies any security alerts registered with the UK police and Interpol. It checks if it has outstanding finance, which is very important because if something's on finance, it's not technically yours, it still belongs to the finance company. And there have been instances where cars, motorcycles and caravans is already on finance and someone sold it without it being checked. It can be repossessed by the finance company because legally it's their property, so it's always worth checking. It checks if it's been written off by insurers. It checks current CRiS records currently held against the caravan, and it confirms your own identity. Now, having been through the process, there are other checks that go on in place as well. Very stringent checks. I'm not going to go into those now for obvious reasons. But safe to say, eventually, after a toing and froing of emails just to check documents, various other bits and bobs, I will then get a registration document. So this caravan now is on the CRiS system, and the NCC and CRiS will issue it, and they have issued it, with a new 17-digit VIN. So this has all the details down on my Caravan logbook. And obviously your name and address, well, it's underneath where that post-it note is. So once you have your CRiS registration document, you can then link a VIN chip kit to it. Now you may be thinking, you know, if you've got a pre-2016 Caravan, you haven't got this, should you get one? Well, to be fair, my reason for getting it is I was doing a show at the NEC, and I was talking to a guy there who he works in conjunction with the police and with CRiS as well, and the VIN chip kits. And sort of behind the scenes, he was telling me of the checks they've made and the things that they've discovered. Basically, this comes with an RFID kit, which let me fish it out. Of course, it's the last thing in the packet that won't come out. Oh, come on. Right, so there we go. So that's all it is. It looks like a sticker. You can see, you know, if you can see it through there, you can just see something metallic under the sticker, which the RFID reader can read. Now this chap said that he had 5 of these in his briefcase in a car, and they were testing it with the reader being held on a gantry, so they were driving under it, and they thought there was a fault with it, because rather than just reading one, he was getting 6 signals pop up, and he thought, well, you know, obviously is the reader picking up 6 different ones? But when they looked, it was actually picking up the ones that were in his briefcase in the car. And although, as far as I'm aware, you know, this might have changed. As far as I'm aware, that there are no readers on gantries at the moment. But if the technology's there, and it moves on from the handheld readers that the police have got, then it makes recovering your Caravan, especially this one, a lot easier. So that is my reason for installing this kit. And it also makes people think, well, if it's registered, it's got an RFID hidden somewhere, is it worth the risk? And now, it pains me to say this, but if the thieves then think, well, that one's not such an easy target, let's go and pinch something else, it's all about making their life more difficult and ours a little bit easier. So I thought I would get this kit and install it. Obviously it comes with the RFID, we've discussed that. It also comes with the big sticker. This has the VIN, it also has a QR code on it as well. Now that's designed for a modern Caravan to live in the gas locker. I haven't got a gas locker, but I think I've found a good location for that. Now I'm told it's an anti-tamper sticker. Yeah, I can see some cuts through the sticker, so I think if you're going to try and peel that off, it would make a bit of a mess. This sticker is the main window sticker. Now this goes in, I believe, a near side window nearest to the door. Again, QR code and VIN number on that. And for the remaining windows, you have a whole selection of your VIN number stickers. Again, anti-tamper, and these go in every sticker. Now, older Caravans used to have the number etched into the windows. This replaces that. So now, all I've got to do is fit it. So that's the kit installed, and to be fair, it probably took no longer than it takes to drink a cup of tea. I don't really want to show the whole process of applying all the window lozenges and all that sort of thing, because obviously it contains my QR codes and my chassis number. What I will say though, that if you're fitting these small window ones, first of all, be careful when you peel them off. I mean, they're definitely anti-tamper, and I would go as far as saying they're anti-tamper when you remove them from the backing. So just be careful, peel them off one side, then carefully off the other, because they split down through the middle. And also, when you're sticking them to the window, obviously make sure the window's clean and dry, free from grease or anything like that. I made the mistake with the first one of trying to wipe over it with the tissue to sort of make sure it was stuck, and it just caught an edge, and they're definitely anti-tamper. Luckily there's enough on here that I've done all of the windows, and I've got 2 left, even though I broke one. So just take your time, make sure the stickers are relatively warm. I kept these in the house so that the glue sticks to everything, which it has done. And the RFID, the main thing to think about with that is it won't work through metal. Not a problem on your newer Caravans, because obviously you have a fiberglass front and rear panel 9 times out of 10. But on this one, where everything's aluminium, it makes location a bit trickier. But I think I've found a good location. It's out of sight. Obviously you don't want someone to find it and then peel it off, and you know, it's not stuck behind a metal panel, so that's something to bear in mind. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope this has helped. It's aimed predominantly at people with a pre-92 Caravan, if it's not registered, or a pre-2016 if it hasn't got a VIN chip kit. Also, if you've imported a Caravan, again, you might not have any registration details for it, and it's a good idea to then register it on the CRiS system for your own peace of mind. And also, I mean, if you're thinking of selling a Caravan later on, you've got to think, would you buy something if it had no documentation? So I hope it's helped, and please let me know how you get on.